Hello, YouTube land. It's been 10 months since I last made a video here on YouTube. Gary's Movie Emporium. You should be familiar with it by now. It's plugged to death on all the social medias. Today we're going to be doing a unboxing for Wild Eye Releasing. I got 10 titles from them and all. Lately I've kind of been doing other things outside of the movie realm, if you will. I've been doing Impact Wrestling podcasting with my good friend Jason on our channel, his channel rather. I call it mine because we collaborate a lot, on ideas for the podcast for wrestling. It's called Discuss Impact. I'm sure you've probably seen it on YouTube just in passing, but head on over to his channel. Some really interesting wrestling talk about Impact Wrestling. If you're an Impact fan, or just if you're a wrestling fan and all, just head on over there. Let's get started on the unboxing. I've already started because I don't like to take up too much time in the video. Let's see. I think I got the wrong box. Yeah, I do. Yeah, a little confusing when you move. I still have stuff that's still loose and running free. But I also opened this one too. I had no idea what I was going to be getting from my good friends at Wild Eye. Let's start out. We'll just randomly pick from the bottom up. I've seen this one on, I believe it's my good friend, Horror DVD Devil, Tim. I think he talked about this one. It's Hunter X. This is Justice is Served. It's a 2016 title. It's not rated. And let's see, I'm trying to find the director. Okay, yeah, it's written and directed by Jared Brock, and that's Hunter X. So look at the back. It says he's just getting started. I don't know if this is a slasher film. It kind of has that Hitman kind of slasher look like to it. A little different look on the slasher here. Kind of looks a little bit like the Kick-Ass character from the superhero films. But that's Hunter X. That's title number 1. And coming up next is Asylum of the Devil, unrated. This is a Wild Eye Raw and Extreme title from 2020. It's only 50 minutes on this one. It's probably the shortest one I've seen from Wild Eye. Should be a really brief one when I do get around to reviewing it, but yeah, it looks like the killer on the back has a Richard Nixon mask there. But I don't really know much about this one either. Yeah, it's 50 minutes and it's full screen presented, so that's pretty rare. And I noticed it's got the clear casing too, so I really like that already. But that's Asylum of the Devil, and that's the unrated version of it. And then next up, I got another one here with a clear casing called Final Caller. Terror is on the line. This one clocks in at 91 minutes from 2020, according to the little bottom right up here. Final Caller draws back to the roots of the glory days of Sav. But I guess this was done by Todd Sheets for Bone Hill Road as well. And that's Final Caller. And there's a look at the back. At least now, since I've moved here, I noticed already, like, I don't have as much glare on the movies. And the lighting's a lot better. And I don't even have my light on. All I do is have the lights in the back on right now. But that's Final Caller. Looks pretty cool. That's three down, 7 to go. Next up, I got another Wild Eye Raw and Extreme. You'll Sleep Forever. It's called Slumber Party Slasherthon. This too is unrated. It's from 2012, full screen presented. And this is a really short one, too. It's 67 minutes on this one. So, I do like that it's a slumber party themed movie. That was always made for the best slasher type films. There's a look at the back. Yeah, I like this too. Is more clear casing. My good friends at Wild Eye must have paid attention to a lot of my videos about the clear casing. I really like that. This is title number 4. No, title number 5. Next up is Moon of the Blood Beast. When the moon is red, you're dead. 2019. Another short one. Sorry about the glare. You can check out a lot of these titles on wildeyeReleasing.com. They have a site too on YouTube where you can check out all their in production films that are going to be hitting DVD, ones that are currently available. A lot of their library is available on Tubi TV. I don't know if I should be plugging that because that is a free service, and I'd like them to get money out of it. But Tubi TV has a lot of these titles on there. That's where in fact, just tonight I watched, not on Tubi TV, but I watched The Dead Girl in Apartment 3 from Wild Eye Releasing, 2022 film. Very short film. It starred Adrienne King from the very first Friday the 13th. She played Alice, the final surviving girl in that. You know who I mean. It chopped off Mrs. Voorhees' head. But she was in that. That's one thing I will say about Wild Eye. They do a hell of a job with their covers. They pride themselves on this. I'd put this against a lot of major studios for covers, and they do an amazing job. Once again here, the character kind of looking like the Wendigo, I guess that's how it's pronounced. That's kind of the way this last movie was that I watched just before this. By the end, there was a mystical creature that was like that in it. But thank you for that as well. And then I've seen this one before too around. It's called Creature Cabin. I don't know if it's kind of like, is it Cabin in the Woods? I don't know if it's like that. It's from 2018, not rated, widescreen presented. They're comparing it to Peter Jackson inspired type film, I guess. Being the Chosen One really sucks. And there's a Creature Cabin. Sorry if the video for the looks of the backs and the fronts aren't as good as what they could be. I'm just kind of experimenting with this place where we are right now, because in the future, if I find it's easier, I'll turn the light on, but I'm being able to see these really good right now on video. Next up, I got this really cool. I think this is the coolest one I've seen in the box that I got. It's called Freak. And I noticed Tim said it kind of reminded him of Belial a little bit. But too, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Jason Voorhees, because he's got the one eye gone. And if it was kind of done like, in the spirit of like animated kind of stuff for Friday the 13th, that's the way I think Jason would look. This is only 52 minutes on this one, so this is another short film. It has bonus features with director's commentary and whatnot, but that's Freak from 2020, if I didn't mention that. And there's a look at the back. Looks like a pretty cool film. Really short. I don't like an overlong film, to be fair, but I like them, normally that hour and a half, hour and 40 minute time frame, but these might be really super cool too in the hour. They might make the most out of it. And then I got 3 more here, this being the 3, one of the 3. They've Awakened Hell, The Unkind. From 2021. widescreen presented. This is one of the longer ones I got. Just a hair short of 2 hours. But yeah, this too is from Tomcat Films. I've reviewed some in the past from Tomcat Films, so this should be really good. Has really graphic makeup effects there going on. Looks like a pretty spooky one, if you will. Her hellish slumber has been disturbed. I guess it takes place with 6 friends in New York City vacationing. So you go from there, and that's Unkind. And then just 2 more. One of the last 2, Grave of the Living Dead. I like the name of that. I like anything with a living dead in the name. 2020, it's another short film. It's 70 minutes long. See, it says Unearthed from Hell for your pleasure. And then it says it's not rated. And this was USA based, so this one was shot in the United States. Because sometimes when they distribute them, they're not necessarily from the United States. I've noticed that. They've had where they've had to dub them and things like that. I can't remember what movie I had reviewed for them that had the highly dubbed track for it. Some people had said it was very annoying, but it was fine for what it was. But happy to have that. And then finally, out of what's left here, and the final movie DVD here that they sent. I don't know nothing about this series at all. They sent me Feeders 3, and I have no idea about Feeders 1 or 2. Maybe you guys could leave it in the comments about this film. It's from 2021. Clocks in at about an 80 minutes time frame. See, nearly 80 minutes. 2022. And it says, decades later, and their appetite has grown. So I guess this is about UFO, them landing on Earth and wreaking havoc. And this is, they're saying it's the long-awaited sequel to the Polonia brothers. I'm pretty much familiar with them. I just don't remember a lot of the names because Wild Eye has so many different titles that it's hard to speculate on which ones they were responsible for, but they're saying that he did such favorites as Sharkenstein, Amityville in Space, and Jurassic Shark 2. And they're part of Polonial Brothers Entertainment, so they have their own production studio or company, which makes it, makes it a lot easier to get them made because, you're in-house like that. And they do a really good job with their movies. And like I said, these covers are fantastic. Wild Eye does an amazing job with their covers. There's a better look. Sorry about the glare. But that wraps up what they sent me. And I'd like to thank you, Wild Eye. I'm glad to be back, at least for a brief time. It's not nothing that's going to be, like I was before. I got too many commitments right now with my son who's autistic. I kind of have to dedicate a lot of my free time to him. I'll be back with the next weeks, few weeks coming up, just different things like that. But I try to, do what I can to get back because I have had a lot of people want me back on YouTube. I feel bad I can't always come back to one under my terms or anything because just the way life is right now. And then when we moved, it kind of bumped everything back, and last winter was terrible up here in New York, but I'm glad to be back. Like I say, hit our channel up over there at Discuss Impact. If you like wrestling, just hanging out with a couple of cool guys, talking about wrestling. Don't always have to be an Impact fan. We put over a lot of wrestling. We've talked about WWE. We've talked about AEW. We've talked about them all. But this video is about unboxing for Wild Eye. Like I say, thank you, Wild Eye. Thank you, Tim, for inspiring me to come back. Thank you, Hobbs Horror. Thank you, Sean, for even starting my channel way back when. Sean Blue Digital. I'm trying to think of everybody that's responsible for my path to YouTube. Jason, who I currently shoot videos with on wrestling podcast. He's kind of got my my taste in wanting to come back, at least in some shape or form, even if it's part-time here and part-time there. But thank you for requesting for me to come back, and thank you again for supporting the channel. Take care, everybody. See you next time. Bye.